In today's video, we are going to show you how to make Uncle Potsquatch's olive oil-based traditional hash oil RSO tincture. One of the most simple, wonderful, effective things you can ever make with your cannabis, my friends. Stay tuned to check it out. Oh yeah, baby. Ooh. Focus. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another how-to video here at Potsquatch Growers. Today, in the video, what are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be showing you how to make Uncle Potsquatch's special tincture with some olive oil. It's a very simple premise, it's a very simple execution, but it is one of the most effective medicinal applications. Hell, it's fun for recreational too, that I've come up with over the years. Typically, well, the story behind how I came up with this one is I was trying to help make something for an old Greek woman, my buddy's mom, who is rather conservative but was sick with quite severe cancer. And so he asked me, well, what are the options? What can we make? What can we do to try to make something my mom might be willing to kind of do? And I figured, well, what does an old Greek lady, what would she be okay with? And then I came up with putting shit in extra virgin olive oil. And it's been great, and I personally love it. Mrs. Potsquatch uses it for her sleep as well. 1 second there. Puppies, be quiet. Oh, right. No. Be quiet, puppies. Be quiet. Get down. Get down. Get down. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Side effect of living with dogs. All right, so what are we going to need for this? Well, we're going to need some medicine dropper bottles. Here I got some brown glass ones from Richard's Pharma Solutions. These are 25 milliliter bottles, just like that. Okay, we're going to be making 4 tinctures today. These are 25 milliliter bottles. So what does that do? Well, one, you're going to need a measuring cup. We're going to need olive oil, and obviously we're going to make this with the traditional hash oil, or as many call it in this day and age, RSO. Okay, we do have a video on the channel to show you how to make RSO, so check that video out if you would like to know. So, since there's 4 of these bottles at 25, okay, that's 100 milliliters of oil. There we go. So I'm just getting this ready. I'm using a Splendido cold pressed extra virgin olive oil from President's Choice here in Canada. All right. So step 1, we're going to need to get our oil. So we're measuring out 100 milliliters. Okay, that's 100 milliliters of olive oil. Make sure you're fairly careful on this. You don't want to go over, because that's going to throw off your dosage a bit. And well, then you're going to have more tincture than you got room in bottles for. So, boom. We hit exactly 100 milliliters there, so we're good to go. What's step 2? Well, obviously olive oil on its own is not going to do anything. So we got to add the goodies into the olive oil. So typically what I'll do, flip over here now. There we go. So you're going to take your scale. You're going to need a scale to do this, preferably one that registers points. What does that mean? Like 1.1 gram, for example. Oh, excuse me. All right. So going to make sure that our measuring cup with our olive oil there is tagged to 0, okay? Because if it's not 0, well, we have no way of knowing. I got a little bit of hash oil here. It got a little messy when I was making these last time, so that's okay. So we're going to just gently, ever so gently, open up a bottle here. Now, typically, I like to make my tinctures at about what I would call roughly 1,200 milligrams of active cannabinoids. Given that we don't have an exact percentage on this, I'm going to go about 1.5 grams to a tincture or so. If anything, I'm going to go slightly over than under, because, it's better than being under. So, at 1.5 grams to 4, that's 1.5 to 3 to 6. So we need 6 grams of hash oil here. Obviously, it's a nice, slow-moving, old-school hash oil there. I don't know if you can see that, but looking good. So we're going to go here now. You can heat this up to make it go a little faster. I'm patient, so we'll just do it this way here. Okay, there we go, starting to go now. There we are. So we're gonna start just dripping that in. I like to kind of drizzle it around as I'm doing this. That just helps with getting the hash oil and olive oil to kind of come together there. There we go. As you're approaching your final weight, you're going to start pulling back. So we're hitting now 5 grams. So I'm going to start pulling this back now. Stop pulling it back. Stop pulling it back. This is just tempting. So we've now officially hit 6. Pull it back a little bit more. There we go. We're at a 6.1. Oh, and this RSO, a traditional hash oil. God, it smells good. Fucking beautiful. Nice age. So it's been made. It's been curing for months now. I like to let our RSOs sit after I make them, cure for a while. And that shit's great. Put it on a joint. Put it on anything. It is a good time. Now, let's switch back over to here's. There we go. So one thing we're going to definitely need too is we're going to need a little pot. Not pot to smoke, but the pot to cook. All right. So let's open up our little pots and pans here. We're going to use this cute little tiny one here because we don't need it too big. All right. So there we are. Now, before I dump this into my little pot here, I like to give it a little stir. Okay. Just going to stir it up. Starting to get that together. Stir it up. Stir it up. Hoping those, the RSO or the hash oil there, to start to break down a little bit into the olive oil there. See how it's getting nice and dark there? That's what you want to see. You want to see it nice and dark. Making sure we're incorporating all that in there. And then you can start to pour it out slowly like this. Just into your pot and pan there. And then we're going to go like that. But you see, since we incorporated it all properly, there's no extra, not too much hash oil or RSO there in there. Sorry, just having a little fun. All right, so we're going to throw that in the sink now. Don't rinse that out yet, because we're going to be using the same measuring cup to fill our medicine bottles, okay? So typically, I'm going to turn this up first to about a 4 to get it to start to heat up. That typically is going to take a couple of minutes. Once you see it starting to bubble ever so slightly, you're going to turn it back to low, and then we're just going to do a slow simmer like that. So I'm going to shoot this as a hyperlapse, okay? We're at 4 now. You're going to have it at 4 on your stove only for 2 or 3 minutes. Once it starts to bubble a bit, okay, then we're going to turn it down to low, and we're just going to let it all come together, okay? All of our RSO is already decarbed. Another step to this, if you don't have a decarbed RSO, you can decarb your RSO, or you can just do it on low for about an hour as you're putting this together, and that'll naturally decarb it as well, going this route with it. Another way to decarb your oil, where you can put your tempered glass jar holding your oil in the oven there for about, about an hour at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? But we already done that, so we don't need to do that for this video. So let's switch over to a hyperlapse, and we'll show you that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so these have been going now for about, 15 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes is all you need, especially if you've done a pre-decarb on your oil. Like I was saying earlier, you can do this on low for about an hour, okay? If you want to decarb your shit as you're going, okay? But this is all good there. Doing a pre-decarb on your oil is always recommended. That's just the best way to do it. But anyway, we've had this going, like I said, 15, 20 minutes or so. So, remember how earlier I said, don't throw out or start cleaning this thing yet, because we're going to be using it again. So first, get your bottles all lined up. The trick to this one, go slow. If you go slow, everything will work out. I like to pour these into their final home while it's still hot, okay? One, because when it's hot, it's got all the goodies still perfectly come together. Now, mind you, this type of tincture will not separate on you, okay? Now, this is how I typically do it. I sit here like this, I go super slow, and I'm filling it up
ever so slowly until we get to the crest or the curvature of the bottle here. Now remember, this will still be quite hot, so just be careful, okay? The glass itself on a proper medicine bottle is tempered, so it should be fine. I'm just going to take out that, as you saw in the hyperlapse here. I took all these out, put them in the box there. Ooh, that's hot. So, just gently, put that on. Okay, now remember, these are going to be quite hot. Once they cool down, they're good to go. Okay, so don't do it. Don't take it when it's hot. That's bad. It's not good. There we go. Don't rush yourself. Take your time. Ever so slowly. Not dripping, not wasting our hard work here. And a wonderful, beautiful medicine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the good shit right here. Whether you're sick with cancer or any other malady, epilepsy, anxiety, depression, PTSD, these tinctures are amazing for that. Obviously, you know, we're going to select the right type of flower for our needs medically. But any type of cannabis, whether it's from hemp to different strains, different species, blah, 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 will work in making this type of oil. And you can incorporate this oil into these, okay? So, never worry about that. I typically like indica DOMs and indica heavy strains typically. And that's usually what I'm using to make this. You also get a higher return on your oil from indica-based or indica-dominant strains. They just have a higher content of natural resins within themselves. And that's where you're going to get that really good return per ounce weight, shall we say, on your soap. And again, like I said earlier too, there is a video on how to make the oil that we're using in this. It's how to make RSO or traditional hash oil with the Potsquatch or something like that. It's a bit of an older video. We shot it when we still were in Vancouver in the apartment there. So if you see me in a red kitchen, that's the video. Okay, there we go. It's the last one here. The second here. There we go. Ever so slowly. It's going ever so slowly. Whoop, I almost went too fast there. Broke my own rule. And voila. Now, if you find you got a smidge extra on these here, you know, I didn't go super full on the first couple of ones. So I might go back there if you want. For example, you can go back. Let's see here, any of these. Need a little bit more. Maybe not that one. Let's see here, maybe this one. This one could use a bit more. There we go. Woo, bloody hot. Alright. So here we go. Just gonna pull that out there. Try not to make a mess. Normally I don't have to go back and do this, but there we go. Just topping it up. Perfect. And there we go, my friends. So we're gonna seal this one back up. And like I said, once they cool down, they are ready to use. But ladies and gentlemen, this is how you make Uncle Potsquatch's simple olive oil, traditional hash oil, or RSO-based tincture. One of the most effective medical or recreational things you can make. It's super simple, not hard. And it works! And it's good as shit. I swear by this shit. I love it for sleep. I love it in the morning. I love it in the midday. You know, it's good. One thing I will share too, by doing sublingual absorptions, we just drop this under our tongue. It's absorbing through the soft tissues of our mouth. I found, for example, some strains will cause me anxiety. But no matter what I make this shit out of, I don't get anxiety from sublingual absorption, whether I'm making a hard candy with this oil or I'm making it into a tincture. So, and a lot of people who have tried it feel the exact same way. So, it's great for treating anxiety attacks as well. So anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning into this how-to video. This has been how to do this shit. You know, how to make that olive oil-based tincture with traditional hash oil or RSO Uncle Potsquatch.
rough dosing on these would be about 1,200 active milligrams, give or take. So anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Check out PotsquatchGrowers.com for all your swag needs, your hats, your t-shirts, your papers, your grinders. Check out Squatch Lighting Systems, powered by SoulScript. That's right. You want to grow like Squatch? Well, that's a great place to start. We are two little companies. We are growers making lights for growers. We're here to help you out. Some of the most affordable, professional-grade tech around with customer service, second to none. Anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Also, too, remember, the Potsquatch Growers website will eventually become an online garden supply store. It will be a one-stop shop for all of your needs. And check out the Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, it's called the Potsquatch Growers Community. Please answer the questions, because if you don't, well, we have to deny your entry and then send you a message and ask you to answer them and then blah, 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 blah. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you next time. Give a little shot there. Beautiful.